What are your personal thoughts on the Roe v. Wade decision? And with the development of science, how do we have these conversations about abortion with godly wisdom?
Whew, yeah. So that's a complex issue, the thoughts on the Roe v. Wade decision and the new decision that came out. There's political bent on this of personal thoughts, and then there's some theological bent that's on it. Politically, I think Roe v. Wade was a really, really bad Supreme Court decision that happened 40 or 50 years ago that has led to a genocide of much of humanity, not much of humanity, but millions of little babies all along the way. I think it's probably the law that's led to the greatest tragedy in the history of the United States of America, certainly the most deaths that's taken place, and that reversing that is going to be a very complicated way that will be helpful in reversing that trend. But there's all kinds of issues that get raised by this, and I think as Christians, we need to be people of immense compassion in the midst of this decision. Some of the exultant responses that I've seen on social media and other places, I think have not been honoring to Jesus. And we need to realize that there's an awful lot of women in there that are in very difficult times when they wind up in a pregnancy that they don't want. And our response should be, hey, we'll do everything we can to help facilitate not just having the baby, but loving the women who have the baby in that process. If they want to keep the baby, supporting them in the midst of that. If they want to give up the baby for adoption, supporting adoption in the very best way so that we can make it possible for all of those babies who all are real human beings who really do matter to God from the point of conception on so that we can create great lives for them as we head towards the future. And I'm prayerful for our legislators in Nebraska and those that are around the world to make really wise decisions on a state-by-state basis, because I think you know that this decision doesn't just say, okay, now it's shut down. It just defers it to the states, and all of the states need to make their own decisions. That's going to create its own complexity. But I pray that we as followers of Jesus can not only stand for life, but can also love women who are in difficult pregnant circumstances and be people who have articulate, thoughtful, godly dialogue in the midst of it. So those are some thoughts. If you have more specific stuff, you can email me on it.